Good morning, everybody. My name is Nebojsa Djokovic, and I'm the export manager of Bucher Municipal. Today, as a guest, we have Mr. Cengiz Coşkun, who is a representative of the GIIB Company, and who will speak a little bit of his daily duties and his work as a winter maintenance manager for the Izmir-Gebze motorway. Mr. Coşkun, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and the company that you're managing?
Good morning, Nebojsa. I'm Cengiz Coşkun, General Manager of Gebze-Izmir motorway. We are working in Turkey since 2014. We have two projects, the Eurasia tunnel and this Gebze-Izmir motorway. GIIB is part of the GIIB Company and also Otoyol. GIIB Group is currently managing more than 5,000 kilometers of motorway around the world, across more than 45 countries. Regarding our project here, it's 426 kilometers, starting from Gebze in the southeast of Istanbul, going up to Izmir, where everybody knows, which is a holiday. When you say Izmir, it's a holiday country, a holiday town for everybody. But it's along this motorway, it's also snowing a lot.
Yes, well, what you mentioned is very important point, because most of the people, when you mention Turkey, think about the holidays and the beautiful beaches, but it is not the real case in Turkey, is it right?
Yeah, at least not for me. I would say when you say Turkey, it's not a holiday for me. It's mostly work and winter season, winter maintenance for us, because we are crossing a region where we are meeting with snow, especially around Bursa, around Balıkesir. Since 2016, we have at least 10 days up to 22 days of snow per winter season. Only this year, but I think it's quite common for all across Europe, where we have met only with 4 or 5 days of snow. Just to give you about the size of the winter maintenance that we are doing. Last year we have snowfall almost around 250 kilometers, and we have snowfalls between 20 centimeters up to 40 centimeters around Orhan Gazi, Bursa region, and close to Balıkesir and Susurluk region. We are meeting for at least 20, starting from 30 centimeter up to 1 meter of snow on motorway and around the motorway.
So in your region, the common situation that you have a snowfall coming very fast, with a huge amounts of snow falling in very short period of time.
Yes, exactly, because most of the time in Turkey, when we are meeting the snow here, it's coming from Russia, from the north. So it's more or less starting few days before the snowfall. It's the winter coming from the south, from Africa, and very quickly the direction of the wind is changing and bringing all the snowfalls and this precipitation from the Black Sea to this region. And you can, if you remember, last year there was big snowfall also around Istanbul, and the city was completely stopped during 48 hours.
Yes, everybody, I think, remembers this. But this is also another point which is, let's say, need to be mentioned. What is the regulation that your government is putting in front of you about the closing of the roads, or what are the penalties? What are the restrictions? I mean, is it easy to close the road?
On the paper, it's very easy, but in the reality, it's very difficult, because people are waiting from you, but the motorway keeps open every time, and whatever the conditions are, especially when you are a private operation company. Regarding the contract, we have to intervene to put our trucks 30 minutes after the starting of the snowfalls. And when the snowfall has stopped, we have to return in black, to remove the snow after 2 hours. But in fact, when the snowfalls is starting, we are starting the winter maintenance to keep as much as possible our motorway running to the traffic. And we have the pressure from, I would say, all the shareholders, stakeholders, I would say, sorry, because it's not only the Highway Directorate of Turkey, it's also the police, it's also the municipalities, because it's quite a vital motorway for Turkey here. And keeping that open, it's vital also for them. Because very quickly the traffic is coming to our motorways because they are meeting difficulties on the parallel road or on the national road. So coming here, it's an alternative for them.
Yes, understood. So what would you say? What were the major problems that you have faced during your operation during the winter, and what measures did you take to overcome these problems, to improve the level of service, to implement the new processes or technologies?
So major problem that we have met after we have started the operation in 2016. So we met with, I would say, normal winter conditions, but after 2018 and 19, the snowfalls were more intense. So as we mentioned at the beginning in the interview, in a short period of time, we have a lot of snowfalls which are coming on the motorway. This is one of the challenge that we have to face. The other problem that we are facing is the trucks without winter tires. So coming on the motorway without winter tires, where you are on the valley with the motorway going up and down, is quite difficult for them to run the truck, to drive the truck during the winter and the snowy season. The other things that we have to face, the other challenge is that more snow you have, less traffic you have also on the motorway. So you can make the winter maintenance that you have, but if there is no traffic to continue the melting process, it's quite difficult to maintain the motorway black.
Yeah, I understand. And how did you, let's say, overcome these problems?
How we overcome that is like as we are present on the project since the beginning, at the early stage, also during the construction, we have adapted our strategy according to the design of the project, the type of asset that we have, and we took also the weather data for the past 15 years to see what kind of snowfall we have and what kind of equipment we need. In fact, the winter maintenance, it's like a Formula One strategy, a Formula One sport, I would say, because you need strategy, you need equipment and manpower. So it's a combination of three.
Yeah, and very important, let's say, the point, but very nice comparison. And when you're speaking about the equipment, please tell us about your fleet of vehicles and how did you choose the fleet of vehicles? How did you choose the right tools for the job that you are performing?
How we choose our equipment? First of all, as I mentioned, we look at the design of the motorway, the type of asset that we have to maintain, the type of asset, the location of the salt depot, and also the weather conditions. And according to that, your need of equipment is here. So we choose our equipment according to the type of asset and according to the project that we have to maintain. So as we have for 426 kilometers, we have a fleet of 60 trucks, combination of brine spreader, salt spreader, combi trucks where you can put two different type of materials like brine and acetate potassium for the treatment of the bridge. So and different type of snowplow from 4.2 meters up to 7 meters. And why 7 meters, or why this type of snowplow? Because according to the experience and the type of snowfalls that we are meeting every season, we are reviewing our strategy and we try to do the best to keep this motorway open.
So there is some specific demands in front of the equipment in the terms of the morphology of the road. So you choose the different equipment for different tasks in the different areas of the road.
Exactly. I mentioned that one of the challenges that we have is that when there was a snowfalls, there was less traffic on our motorway. So we think with you and with your company how we can solve this problem. So you proposed us the NBS, the brine injection snowplow. Why this equipment? Because you go on the motorway, you remove the snow, and in the same time, the brine is injected directly on the carriageway. So the melting process is starting quicker compared to the other snowplow. And also it's running more than if you have less traffic.
So benefit of the MBS system was that you have direct brine onto the road.
Exactly.
And then it is starting to react faster.
The other challenge that I have mentioned is the intensity of the snowfalls in Balıkesir area, especially where you can have 20, 30, 40, even 50 centimeters snowfalls within a short period of time. So normally we are doing our removal of snow with two trucks side by side because we have a 2x3 lanes motorway. Choosing the snowplow Teplex of 7 meters is allow us to make the rings with only one vehicle. In fact, you are increasing your frequency of the rings by 100%. So increasing your performance by 100% also, and keeping the motorway running is crucial for us during this period, during these snowfalls.
Yes, this is very important point because telescopic plow allowed you to work 2 times more than the standard one. So the number of the passes is increasing.
Yeah, in fact, as we are splitting the two trucks in one truck, the 7-meter snowplows allow us to open at least more than one lane, almost close to 2 lanes. So they can run the motorway alone without to have the two trucks side by side. So if after that, in fact, they are doing a ring every 30 minutes, splitting by 2, we can make rings every 15 minutes. So removing the snow quicker and keeping during the high intensity snowfalls, keeping the minimum level of snow on the motorway during the 2 rings.
So basically, this is increased economy for you because you don't have to buy additional vehicles, and also the safety for the commuters because they have a much better road and much safer road.
Exactly. So it means less truck, yeah, because you don't need to increase your fleet. So you just have to adapt your strategy, like in Formula One. You change the tires before, but before the expected change of the time, it increased, in fact, our performance. So with less rings, with the MBS snowplow, with the brine injection snowplow, we have seen that we can reduce our rings by 15 to 25%. So it means less consumption of fuel, less consumption of brine. You increase the lifetime of your trucks. The connected maintenance cost also will decrease. And the other thing is that as you are using brine, it's less corrosive than using salt only. So it's increasing as your lifetime of the trucks, and especially the chassis.
Very interesting point.
Yeah, and the other thing, don't forget that it's more eco-friendly. Environmentally, we are losing less material, so less salt, less brine. So we are more responsible regarding the environment. For me, it's also important. It's not only we are not looking also to the cost, but we are looking also what is our impact regarding the environment during the winter season. It's why also for the bridge, for Smangazi Bridge, we are not using urea or salt. We are using acetate potassium, which is less and less corrosive and more eco-friendly for the sea, because we are crossing the Izmir Bay.
Yes, can you tell us a little bit more about this bridge? Because if I'm not wrong, it is one of the biggest bridges in the world, suspension bridges in the world. I think more than 3 kilometers long. So it is probably a very hard task to keep this bridge open and clear from the snow.
Yes, exactly. It's one of the biggest suspension bridge in the world. Last year we were the 4th. Now we are the 5th with the Çanakkale Bridge, which was opened last year. It's a metallic bridge, and the south approach viaduct is completely metallic because we are close to the Marmara Fault on an earthquake area. As it is completely metallic, we think about not using salt to not increase the corrosion process. So we decided to use acetate potassium, and we come back to you by saying we don't want to buy another truck. Is it possible to use salt, brine for the rest of the motorway, and acetate potassium in the same time for the bridge? So Bucher Municipal, Gileta, decided to develop a special vehicle for us where you can have what we call the combi, where you have the salt brine spreader and a tank carrying the acetate potassium. So the truck is coming from the motorway spreading the brine, and 500 meters before to the bridge, you are able to switch to the acetate potassium spreading process without stopping the truck. So this is quite innovative and quite increasing our performance. And it allows us also not to stop the truck to switch the materials. So there is no, I would say, no risk of accident for the traffic coming behind the truck.
Was it hard for you to implement these all innovative technologies? It is a shift from conventional way of work. Did you need a lot of time to apply this or to train your people?
It's in fact to shift to this new vehicle. As since the beginning we are working with this type of vehicle. It is quite easy because we are making training sessions for our staff every year before the winter seasons, a refreshment training, I would say, for the people, and for the maintenance. The other part is the maintenance of this equipment. We decided with you to have a team of maintenance, to have a maintenance team on site here. So we send them to your factory, so they are able to make the first level of maintenance and to resolve very quickly the little breakdown that we can have during the winter season. So they are qualified to intervene on your equipment. And every year, Bucher Municipal Gileta is sending a technician to see the whole equipment, the whole fleet, and to check. And if there is a specific intervention, it's done like that.
Yes, and I remember my colleagues from the after sales telling that even after 7 years, your equipment still looks like new. So the level of maintenance is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So you have to look. We are operating the motorway we have a contract of 20 years. So you have to think a long term. it's not only you are not using the trucks for 5 or 6 years. We try to use it as long as possible. So it's why the first investment is very important, yes, but you have to look also how you maintain that and what are the associated costs to that for the coming 5 or 10 years. And if you take all of this, you have to take all of this to consider your purchase. It's not only buying, I would say, cheap at the beginning, can be cheap at the beginning, but the maintenance costs can be very high. Just an example for the snowplow neoprene that you have. We have many alternatives here, which are cost 30%, 40% less expensive, cheaper than yours. But in the usage, you use it one day and after that you can throw it to the bin.
Yeah, very important point. Not all of the people understand this concept of let's say, the cost of the ownership of the equipment. I think in your case, you did your own calculations and you did your math to understand where you will be after 5 or 10 years in the terms of this cost. So this is very important when speaking how to choose the right equipment.
Exactly. You have to think about long term. So for me, the equipment shall last long and shall be, I would say, with high performance. You cannot have equipment who are not able to run 24/7 during the winter seasons. If they are in breakdown, your performance is affected. And you can close the motorway very, very quickly. So you have to be careful about that, because people will not remember what you have done during the previous winter season. They will remember what you have not done, or if you have closed the motorway due to the failure of your equipment.
Exactly. And a final question, based on your experience with the equipment that you are using, which technologies and which projects of Bucher Municipal would you like to recommend to your colleagues around the world?
Which one I would recommend? I would recommend 2 types of snowplow. The first one is the MBS, the brine injection snowplow that we have developed together, which is because this is more eco-friendly. You get more performance with that. And it's very easy to implement it, and it will also decrease your salt consumption and brine consumption, regardless the type of traffic that you have on your motorway. The second one that I will recommend is the T-Plex 7 meter. There was a lot of, I would say, thoughts about that, because in some countries, they are using side snowplow on the trucks. This one is 7 meters long. You can use it 5 meters, 6 meters, or 7 meters. It can be open and closed even when you are driving, and there is also a specific engine for this manipulation, which allows you not to use the power of your truck engine. So this is one of the most important point for me. And the other point is that you can use it to open at least close to 2 lanes on your motorway, and you can treat all your interchanges with only 1 truck. Very nice.
Thank you very much, Cengiz. It was really a pleasure speaking with you. We learned a lot of interesting information from you, and I hope this interview will be also useful to other colleagues around the world.
I hope so. It was a pleasure to discuss with you, and no problem at all if your other client or potential client wants to discuss or to see our fleet. We are also here at your disposal to show them how we are operating the Gebze-Izmir motorway.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.